Ernest Hemingway didn't write philosophy. He wrote war, bullfights, sunsets over Spain. He gave us hard men and harder truths, men who drank too much, said too little, and stood tall in the shadow of death. But beneath the grit and gunpowder, there's a quiet rhythm, a whisper that sounds suspiciously like an ancient voice, the voice of a man who owned nothing and feared even less. Epictetus, a Stoic, a slave, a philosopher of death and dignity. This is their story, two men who met across centuries in silence and found agreement in the dark. In Hemingway's fiction, the real man isn't moral or philosophical. He doesn't preach, he acts. He acts because death is always watching, and he knows it. Critics call it the Hemingway Code Hero, a man who rejects comforting illusions, a man for whom traditional religion is too soft and blind optimism is a lie. The only religion left is how you carry yourself in the face of life's challenges. Jake Barnes in The Sun Also Rises drifts through Europe, wounded in ways no doctor can fix. Frederick Henry in A Farewell to Arms deserts a war and then loses love. Robert Jordan in For Whom the Bell Tolls lies still, holding a detonator, waiting to die on his own terms. When you're dead, you are dead. But until then, fight well, drink deep, speak little, love fully. That's the code. Epictetus was born a slave, crippled, beaten. He had every reason to curse the world. Instead, he accepted it, not passively, but wisely. He taught that pain, poverty, even death are not evil, only cowardice is, only dishonor, only losing control of yourself. For Epictetus, life's only battlefield is your mind. You are a little soul carrying around a corpse. So why worry when the corpse fails? He didn't seek comfort, he sought control of the only thing that mattered, himself. So what ties Hemingway to Epictetus? Is it their words? In some ways. But more than that, it's how they faced death. Both men knew death was coming, and they both believed that your character, how you carry yourself before that final moment, is the ultimate test. The world breaks everyone, and afterward many are strong at the broken places. Practice death daily. Hemingway's men never cry to heaven, they accept the terms. They light another cigarette. They get on with it. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgment about things." They both saw suffering not as a curse, but as a forge. Pain makes men real or ruins them, and neither wasted a word. Hemingway's sentences are surgical. Epictetus's teachings, so concise they feel like instructions from a dying man, but they're not twins. Epictetus believed in stillness. Hemingway hunted storms. The Stoic says, play your role, endure it with grace. Hemingway says, choose your battlefield, then die on it. Epictetus withdrew. Hemingway chased danger until it ran out. The philosopher found peace in poverty. The writer searched the world for war, whiskey, and one last great love. Today, we fear discomfort, we fear boredom, but we fear death most of all, because we pretend it won't happen. Hemingway and Epictetus remind us otherwise. They tell us, death is coming, so speak plainly, act honorably, carry yourself like someone who knows how it ends. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. In the final chapter of Hemingway's life, the weight he had carried for years, physical pain, memory loss, deep depression, seemed to close in. The man who once wrote with such clarity, with such control, began to lose both. He had written often about courage in the face of death, but he also understood that suffering can eventually blur the line between endurance and escape. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who lived as a crippled slave, believed in something called the open door. He said that if life became unbearable, if one's dignity and reason were stripped away, a person need not remain trapped. The door, he said, is always open. If the room is smoky and you can't breathe, go. Just as you would leave any crowded place, the door is open. This was not a call for recklessness, but a sober reminder that even in suffering, we still have a choice. Hemingway's life was filled with war, violence, love, loss, and the fear of mental unraveling. It's tempting to try to make sense of how it ended, but perhaps what matters more is that his stories never flinched from the brutal reality of death, and neither did he. Like Epictetus, Hemingway believed that we don't always know when death will come, but we can choose how we meet it. Hemingway never quoted Epictetus, but if you listen closely to his men, their wounds, their silences, you'll hear it.
Lucky I could make her go.
That old whisper still echoing, live bravely, die well.